Hello everyone, it's Hale here from Conscious Rebel, and today I'm going to show you how to make kimchi with some easy ingredients that you can find in your local supermarket. Okay, first of all, you will need quite a big container where you will have to soak your cabbage for about 3 hours. This is the only big container that I have in my kitchen, so I use this. I highly suggest to use these kind of containers as it is sealed. And every time I did not use a container like this, my kimchi went bad. The kimchi that we're gonna prepare today is gonna fill about half of this container. First thing I usually do, I just, even if I washed it, I just get rid of the first leaf that's around and I'll just compost it. Then all you have to do is to cut in 4 parts this cabbage. Okay, first thing you have to do is you have to put your 2 liters of water inside the big container and 1 cup of coarse sea salt. Just put it inside and stir until it's dissolved. It doesn't have to be completely dissolved, but just give some stirs so it's gonna dissolve as much as possible. Okay, now that the salt is not completely but mostly dissolved in water, we can put our 4 pieces of cabbage inside don't waste anything, just put even all the small pieces. We can put it inside our big container, and to keep them down we just put something heavy on the top. I have this container, so I'll just put this container on the top and just leave it there for about 3 hours. Meanwhile you're waiting for your cabbage to soak inside the salted water, you can start to prepare the condiment, let's call it, that is gonna go on the cabbage. You can start up by cutting in little confetti nori sheet. You can add all the other ingredients. Chili flakes, sesame, which is completely optional. Couple of teaspoons of agave syrup. Get rid of the skin of your ginger. Then if you don't have this, which is very convenient, because you see it's just coming out all the juice, and it's gonna come out like very well minced. If you don't have these, just use a normal grater, it's gonna be fine. Then peel your carrot and once peeled, just cut it in little pieces. Okay, in little tiny pieces like this. There we go. And then you can add your carrots to the mix. Last thing is gonna be the garlic. Okay, and again, once peeled, I'm gonna use the same plate to grate it, because this plate is great. Now that you have everything inside, you just mix it. Well, look at the beautiful colors. And you see, it's not really that wet, so I'm gonna add a little bit more maple syrup, which I should not use for this, but again, is what I have in my house. You should add a little bit more agave syrup. This is the mix that is gonna go on the cabbage leaves. Okay, after 3 hours soaking inside salted water. We can drain now the cabbage, so just drain it. There we go. And one thing that I usually do is I just give a quick squeeze to each piece. And I just leave it to drain for, I would say, about an hour. I try just to drain the cabbage without leaving it in here for an hour, and a little mushy, watery liquid would form after a few weeks that the kimchi is in the jar. The drier it is, the better it is. Fine if there is a bit of mushy liquid. It doesn't mean that is not edible. It's just that it's not really the most pleasant thing to do to eat kimchi when there is this mushy liquid inside. So just leave it there for about an hour. Okay, next thing you have to do after you drain the cabbage is that you take one piece of cabbage and a little bit of the mix that you made, and you start to rub it inside on each leaf. Then once you rubbed everything, you just try to roll as much as you can and just put it straight in your jar. Just push it down, and you do the same with all the other ones. Once you are at this point, so you finish with the rubbing of all your mix, you just push it down, press it down inside the jar, close your jar, and you can eat it even after 3-4 days. But I prefer to leave it for about a couple of weeks. It has more time to ferment and it's very good for your gut. And that's it. This is your homemade kimchi.